Hello. Say hi. Say hi. Hey, hi, hello. Why does that not sound right? Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. We're talking about tropes today. This was a patron pick, so I'm talking about tropes I love. Fantasy edition. There are many. Will you get recommendations for all these tropes? No, because some of them may be kind of spoilery or yeah, maybe just not as well known that it's included in there. Now, I did use the Google because there's a lot of tropes where I don't know the exact name for them. And then some of these I just put on here. I don't know if you would consider it a trope, but I put it on here anyway because this is my damn video and I do what I want. So, without further ado, I don't know why that's so funny. Secret Air. I have a series in mind, but again, I can't tell you because I feel like I'll take away the fun. But it is always, I like a Secret Air, especially when the author can write the story well, that you really don't have a clue who it is till further in the book or further in the series. And I feel like it's similar to the chosen one trope, but different. Like, because obviously the chosen one is usually like you were the one person to save the world or to do this certain thing. Oh, sorry. Which I like. I don't love it anymore because I've seen it so many times, but it's not like there's any trope that I'll never ever read. These are just like my favorite. But yeah, Secret Air. Because, oh my God, Nigel, did you fart again? The Secret Air could just be a combination of a lot of things. Like maybe they were adopted, so they don't know who they really are. Or they're just like some really humble worker, like a farm or something. Or they were switched to birth. Like it can be a lot of things. And it's just always, I feel like Secret Airs tend to be more humble than the chosen one. Because the chosen one like knows, hey, without me, everything's gonna die. And the Secret Air usually don't find that out for a long time, and so they're, I don't know, they're just more humble. I like their attitude more. So that's one of my that I enjoy. I haven't read a ton of them, but I definitely have a series in mind. Also, mentor and apprentice. I feel like this is so many. Anytime there's an older person who takes this younger person under their wing, you see it in, I feel like a lot of fantasy series. I'm thinking of The Faithful and Fallen by John Gwynne. I'm even thinking of The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. The Rhaenyra Revelations by Michael J. Sullivan. Like, there's just something about that bond. Because I feel like the relationship that often is focused on in books is often a, you know, like a relationship, like a romantic relationship. And I love a good mentor bond. I also love a good like family bond. So the mentor and apprentice bond, I feel like is just always so fun to read, and a unique way and a better way to get like info about the world and about magic and things like that. So I love the mentor bond, and I especially love when they're like super old and their apprentice is young, and it just is like and usually I feel like, not always, but usually they've lost a parent or parents, so the mentor is also kind of a stand-in, and it just makes my heart, it just makes my heart beat so fast. This is one of the ones, I don't know if you could technically call it a trope, but I love bromance. Like I just said, we usually get romantic relationships, and we do get friendships between women and men, but I love a bromance. Just a good banter, a good just back and forth bromance. And I mean, this can be extended to friendship. I love a good friendship. Like maybe they're mad at each other sometimes, but they're going through ups and downs and shit, and they're sticking together. They're like, you're dumb, but I got your back, okay? I'm right here for you. And I love that. I don't like this video anymore. Okay, obviously magic school is, I don't know if you consider that a trope, but I love magic school. It's sad that Obviously, one of the OG ones that I read, HP, has been tainted, but I just love a magic school because I don't know, I love reading things in an academic setting, and then you put magic on top of that. That's what everybody wants. Well, not everybody, but that's what I wish. I went to magic school. You get some of that in the Poppy War. I'm even thinking of Nevernight, even though, again, another trashy author. You kind of get that in Babel, but it's not the same kind of magic. But I don't know. This is something that I wanted more of in A Deadly Education, but there's not teachers in A Deadly Education. So I just love teachers, different relationships between student and teacher. And I mean, like, not romantic. Like if they have a teacher they hate, or they have a teacher they love and admire, or an aloof teacher who's kind of a mystery. I love that because I don't know, it's entertaining to watch people learn and talk about magic and whatever they're learning to do. And in the same vein, I love like a training, not necessarily a training sequence where it's like it's not necessarily just like a chapter or training montage, but just like in addition to them learning their magic or whatever, they're building like their physical skills, like they're learning martial arts, they're learning how to fight, they're learning, like I love to watch somebody start at the bottom and maybe they know how to do a little bit of this, but they're building to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow or use a sword, ride on horseback or something like that, like build it up and you see over time that they're getting better. I love that. I think we all can agree that animal companions are superior, especially if they can talk. I rarely talk about Sarah J. Maas books here, but I'm thinking of like Abraxas from Throne of Glass, and then also even like the direwolves in A Song of Ice and Fire, the wolves in The Faithful and the Fallen. Even if they don't talk, I love them, but I love an animal companion in a story because they just like, it's different than a human, especially when they can't talk, because there's certain things they can't do for themselves, and so they have to rely on their human to protect them or lead them, show them. And it's just like the bond between a person and their animal companion is just like, oh my god, it's so emotional. Also I'm thinking, oh my god, Abraxas in Throne of Glass. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Even animals in general, like I'm thinking of the Trials of Morgan Crow, and there's like a cat at the hotel that she stays at that's inanimate or is animate. If it's inanimate objects, no, let's see. But there's a cat that's sassy and full of life. Like I love when okay. This can even be extended to like inanimate, like something that's alive that shouldn't be. I'm thinking of like also the sword in Warbreaker. What is it? Was it the doorknob in, I can't remember the name of the book. Is that a Throne of Glass too? There's things that aren't supposed to be speaking, be sentient, be alive. Amazing. Obviously found family is amazing. I think found family / ragtag group kind of go together. People who are not necessarily family, who find themselves in the same situation, whether they already knew each other, they find each other on the journey that they're going on, or you know, they were in some predicament together and they busted out and now they're working together. I live for it because it's just like, I don't know, again, those familiar relationships, and it's just encouraging to see that you can make your own family, like even if their parents and siblings died or they ran away because they were in an abusive home, but now they found people who treat them with respect, who have their back, and they created their own family, even if they go through their mess, and now they are gonna stick together. I love it. Now, my only problem with this is when they get split up. If they get split up in a story, that stresses me out. But I love the found family in stories. Another one is, this is not, I don't know if I've ever heard of this as a trope, but I saw it when I was Googling and I was like, I want to include this, and it was like well-described food. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't know if it was here on the channel for like Twitter or something, but I live for books, contemporary, fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, that describe good food in detail. Like talking about the crusty bread, the big hunk of cheese, the pitcher of mead, the big turkey leg, or something turning on a whatever, the corn with, I'm just like, Oh my God, fresh berries and the pie and the smells. I live for it. More food descriptions, please, in all genres, wherever applicable. I love food descriptions. We deserve more of them. The only downside is they tend to make you hungry. Like in Legends and Lattes, I was like, okay, I need a cinnamon roll after reading this. But yeah, I love a good food descriptor. I feel like, especially when it's like in like medieval kind of fantasy, because I like, you know, they have just like big things of bread and cheese and fruit, and I was just like, ugh. Can I come sit down, please? Like, I love it, and I want more books to have it. Okay, so I would say Battle for Good and Evil is a classic trope, and I'm usually here for it, especially like all you have to do is make the people on the good side people for me to root for, because if I'm supposed to root for the people on the good side, I need them to be well-developed characters that I am rooting for. If not, then even if I don't like the characters on the bad side, I'm gonna just be like, whatever, fuck it, let the evil side win. But when it's Battle for Good and Evil, especially if it's like this realm maybe crossing over to this realm, like there's only a thin line, a thin veil separating the worlds from each other, or like we got a countdown to a date or something, I love that. But again, I need the people that we're supposed to be rooting for, the good guys, to be well-developed characters, and then I'm just like stressed out for them until the end of the series, but I can get down with the Battle for Good and Evil. The last one that has an asterisk by it, because it really depends on how it's written, is Here Comes the Cavalry. Sometimes it's like, yes, yeah, there they come, that's right, like in the story. And sometimes you're like, oh, fucking course, how convenient. At least for me. Here Come the Cavalry that I did not like, Sarah J. Maas. But other times, it's just so good when they've been fighting, and they've been fighting for so long, and they've already lost people on their side, and you think they're about to lose it all, and then here comes everyone on horseback, or here comes all of the people who are on their side. They just showed up in the nick of time. They've been traveling for days, and they burst out of the tunnel just in time to save them. Can be amazing and so satisfying and very emotional. Like, oh my God, I really thought this was over. I thought we were gonna die, when it's done well. But like, some people gotta die first. It can't just be everything's going in favor on their side and oh no, no one dies. Oh, and here's them. Now everything's over. Boo. Okay, I want real stakes. I want tension. I want to be worried. I don't want to think that's what's coming and then it comes and I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. That's how you do Here Comes the Cavalry. So that one, I want to put a little asterisk by, because that is not always great. I mean, technically you can put an asterisk by all of these, because I'm willing to try even tropes that aren't my favorite. Sometimes it works, and then tropes that are my favorite, sometimes the book just kills it for me. So it all depends. So those are my top fantasy tropes that I love. I would love to hear yours down below. Some of these I think can also cross over into science fiction. So I don't know if I would do just like a sci-fi one. Maybe. And then also, obviously romance has their own as well. But now I feel like, I don't know, I think I kind of made myself hungry talking about the descriptions of food. So anyway, I hope this video was fun and you learned a little bit more about what I like in books again. Let me know your favorite fantasy tropes down below. So give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to. Always check out my description. I have ways to find me on the internet, ways to support the channel. You want to join my Patreon? But that's it. So stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen, and I will see you in my next one.